Hi guys, it's Bella. So welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you have never been to this disaster paradise before. I am clearly sitting on my floor yet again because I don't have a good place to film because I just moved. I will talk about that later in a different video, but today I wanted to talk about what the heck I did to my hair. So obviously my hair was really dark brown before, and now it is whatever this is, like light blonde, almost platinum, whatever. I did it all home, which is ridiculous. So I wanted to put a disclaimer, which like everybody has to do in these videos. I am not a professional. I am the opposite of a professional, which is that I do things that are probably completely wrong, and for some reason they turn out fine. I do not recommend that you do literally anything that I did to your hair, but if you decide to take that path, I believe in you and you're gonna be just fine. First I wanted to talk about the process of like what I actually specifically did to my hair, and then later talk about the products and what worked for me and what didn't. So for starters, I basically do the opposite of what normal hairstylists tell you to do when you're supposed to go blonde. I have noticed that when I put bleach, no matter what developer I use, when I put bleach on my hair, it always feels damaged to the point of like no return. There's nothing that I can do to ever make it feel healthier. But when I use box dye to lighten my hair, it always feels really healthy and normal. And it never really feels like it ever gets damaged, even if I use it like a million times in a row, which is exactly what I did to get this result. So I basically went to the supermarket and grabbed the L'Oreal Feria hair color in the lightest shade, and the Garnier Fructis hair color in the lightest shade. Like, they're the most platinum-ish colors that you can buy, and I'll talk later about like why I chose two different ones. But basically what I did, also, another thing. The reason why I know that this works is because I've done it previously on my hair. I would have never done this if I had not known that my hair would take to this well. I have bleached my hair or dyed my hair from my natural color all the way to like white previously in my life, like maybe 2 years ago. If you want to go on my Instagram and scroll very far down, I had like a very short haircut and my hair was basically white. So back to the story. So I went and I grabbed a bunch of hair dye, and what I did was I basically used a box platinum hair dye, I want to say like 5 or 6 times on my hair in a row. This is a bad idea. Like, seriously, do not do this. Hopefully this is setting off warning bells inside your head that you're like, that doesn't seem great. You are correct. But for some reason, it works on my hair and it makes my hair feel way less damaged than if I use normal bleach. And the other thing that is really important to note is that I cut about 4 inches of my hair off throughout this process. So every time I use that box dye on my hair, I would cut off maybe like an inch, like however much it felt like it was frazzled. And I specifically was growing my hair out so that I could do this color. I knew that it was gonna have damage, and I knew that I was gonna have to cut off a couple inches at least. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. Like, I had to cut off maybe like an inch of my hair every time I dyed it, which is again like a result of the stupidity of not wanting to bleach my hair. I don't know, whatever. It was a fair trade, and I'm happy, and I'm glad that my hair is short, everything's fine. So just in case you're wondering about how fast my hair got lightened, by the way, I keep looking down because I have these like really crappy notes that I wrote. They're really bad. But if you're wondering how light my hair got every time I applied the box hair color, basically the first time that I applied it like up until maybe like an inch away or like 2 inches away from my roots, I guess. And I tried to feather the color as best as I could. I wasn't being super careful because I knew that I was just gonna go over it a million times later. But I stayed away from my roots because your scalp is really, really hot and it causes the color to process faster, blah, blah, blah. I feel like everybody knows this. So I didn't want my roots to be like baked and super light compared to everything else right away. Eventually I feel like my roots are still lighter than the rest of my hair, even though I kind of like took precautions, but you know, that's what happens when you're just like making stuff up and doing ridiculous stuff at home. So basically the first round, I feel like I came out with probably like a dark blonde color. Like all of the lengths of my hair and the tips were like a solid dark blonde. And it wasn't like insanely brassy. And then the second time around, I got a little bit closer to my roots, but not all the way, like not touching my scalp, definitely not. And I got to like I would call it like a mid-tone blonde, but if you put like orange on top of that. My hair was like actually bright orange. Actually looked really cool. I put a hat on that day and I went and saw my friend and we were like, it doesn't look insane. It looks like I was wearing orange hair dye. But overall, like it was a solid amount lighter than previously, but nowhere near light blonde. I think the third time around that I used the box dye, which this was all in one weekend, right? So this process, I would say, took me about 2.5 weeks. I mainly did it in 2 weekends. First weekend, I lightened my hair 3-ish times. Yes, 3 times. And by the third time, my hair was officially like a light-ish blonde with like a solid amount of brassiness, but like what can you do? And then the second weekend, I feel like it went from being like a light, normal-ish, natural-ish looking color to being more of this like almost platinum, like really, really light, buttery blonde. So, and again, like I feel like I mentioned this previously, but my hair was virgin when I started. So like none of my hair was dyed. I was starting with a completely blank slate. So if you want to go to my Instagram, you can see pictures of my natural hair color there. My hair is like off, like naturally it's like off black. Like it's the darkest brown and it's really, really ashy. So hopefully that gives you an idea of like how late you can go in a certain frame of time. I only bleached my hair like once a day, and then I was putting coconut oil on and other stuff, which I'm gonna get into that now. I'm gonna talk about products. So first of all, the Feria dye versus the Garnier dye. I had always used the Feria Platinum before, and I've noticed that the Feria Platinum, like the lightest platinum color, does really well on my roots. And because I used it to touch up my roots before when I had like literally white hair. So I feel like it doesn't do as well on the ends. Like, and I guess like the logical explanation for that is that the Feria color develops really well if you have a lot of heat on it. So if you have time to like put it on your whole head and grab like a hair dryer on the hot setting and like carefully warm everything up, go for it. I feel like that's really like intensive on top of everything else that you have to do. But like the Feria color overall I think is really good, and I think I'm gonna keep using it to touch up my roots because I like the color of it. I don't know, like it's really good. Obviously, if it was able to achieve like any of whatever this is, I think that's pretty good. But I actually did realize that I really liked the Garnier Platinum color more, or I liked the process more. I feel like it lightened a lot more significantly. And I noticed a bigger difference when I was using that one. So I basically like alternated box dyes because I was like kind of testing them out. Maybe that sounds crazy. I was like testing things out on my hair and I was like, which one sucks? But they both worked really well. I just think that probably moving forward, if I ever choose again to like bleach my whole head, I will go with the Garnier color. Although I did also notice that the Garnier comes with less product. Like, you know, it comes in like a squeezy bottle thing. And I felt like the product only filled up like half of the bottle, whereas the Feria, it's a lot. It's a lot of product. So you might have to buy 2 of the Garnier for 1 of the Feria. It's like a toss-up. I also think the Garnier is like a little bit cheaper. So like, whatever, I don't know. It's a big toss-up. Take that as you will. So one of the things that I think made a really big difference is these little purple packet things from Sally's Beauty. So I don't like use a lot of stuff from Sally's Beauty, to be honest, but this is the Ardell Red Gold Corrector Plus. It's like a color additive. And I added 1 of these or 2 of these in with every process that I did. And I'll talk a little bit in a second about that I tried to use toner from Wella and it didn't work. So anyways, I would add 1 of these or 2 of these in to every like box dye, whatever that I was doing. Every time that I lightened my hair, I was using 1 of these. And I actually think that it made like such a significant difference. And unless you've gone through the process of bleaching, I'm gonna put this down so I'm not waving it around anymore. Unless you've gone through the process of bleaching your hair like basically exactly the same and not used it, maybe you won't notice a difference. But since I have, and I have lightened my hair before previously in my life, not necessarily platinum, but like I've tried to do ombre before and my hair was unbelievably brassy, like to like an unfixable level. Toner could not touch it. It was like, it was so bad. And when I was using this, it was like manageable. Obviously, like if I got this color, like the brassiness was so much more manageable this time around. So I highly recommend buying those little color additives. They're like pretty inexpensive. I think it's like $1 or $2 for like one of those packets, and it will save you money down the line because you won't have to buy a billion things to correct your color. So the next thing that I really feel like helped my hair is this Reconstructor mask. So I have like a billion hair masks at home and I alternate using a lot of them. I really like, there's like a L'Oreal one. I'll write it down below in the description thing. But this is the best hair mask that I've ever used in my life. I don't know what the condition of my hair would be if I didn't use this. So I've heard of this brand before. It's like Apogee, and it's for like extremely, extremely damaged hair. It's supposed to like magically fix it. But this is the Keratin 2-Minute Reconstructor, and it's supposed to fix heat and chemical damage, which obviously you're doing chemical damage if you're putting chemicals on your head. But yeah, you just like pop this on in the shower, leave it on for 5 minutes or whatever, and my hair felt amazing. It still feels amazing. And like even, I feel like this permanently reconstructs your hair. It's not that you use this once and the shampoo after that, your hair dries, it feels amazing, and then you use something else and it feels crappy again. This is like, it's amazing. It's a holy grail. Like I know that they sell this in a larger, like in bottles and not in a single serving packet. And they also have like different systems for how to reconstruct your hair. So I'm gonna look more into that and see what I like and what I don't like, but this is amazing. Like even if you're not going platinum, whatever, you absolutely need this in your life. And then just like every other blonde person in the entire world, I have purple shampoo and conditioner. I use the generic one from Sally's because it's cheaper and it's the same thing. I have never felt like they've really done anything. I particularly do not like the purple conditioner at all. I feel like it actually weirdly dries out my hair and it adds zero moisture to it and it barely does any toning stuff. So that's ridiculous. And I know that like the Fanola, is that what it's called? Fanola? That sounds really weird. I know that they make a really good purple shampoo and you bet I'm gonna buy it from Amazon as soon as I finish this video because my current purple shampoo from the generic brand is like, it's nothing. It smells really good. At least it has that. So if you want good smelling shampoo that does nothing, I got the brand for you. And oh yeah, I want to talk about Wella toner. Basically, everybody and their mother uses Wella T18 toner to get platinum hair. For whatever reason, again, this is like the video of me with my unpopular opinions and things that make no sense. I have never liked Wella toners, like ever. They never stay in my hair. Like they literally will stay in for one shampoo, which is a huge waste of money and also a lot of work for minimal results. And the color is never exactly what I want it to be. And I don't know why T18 works on everybody else in the world except for me, but I used T18 and I put a little bit of the Wella 050 Cooling Violet additive thing. It looks the exact same as the toner bottles, but you can just add it in. Similar to the little purple packet, but for some reason it always messes up my hair. And the color came out terrible. Like it looked really, really bad on my skin tone, which is weird because I feel like, I don't know, like I almost feel like the orangey hair color that I had, like the brassiness that I was trying to get rid of was better than the weird ashy, like green. I don't even know. I don't know. I know that a lot of people like T18, so do what you want in life, but it did not work for me. And instead I have done my old fallback of using diluted hair dye as toner because I feel like at least hair dye conditions your hair. Well, toner also, like for some reason it feels like it's damaging my hair all the time. Like every time I use it, it feels just like not good. But I use a lot of different hair dyes. I just use whatever I can get my hands on. This current hair color that I have right now is using Manic Panic Blue Steel. I would say it's equal parts Blue Steel and just like any random conditioner that you have. And I feel like I want to go a little bit more silvery, and the next thing that I want to try out is the Overtone stuff. I've used Overtone before, but for some reason I didn't love it. And I can't remember why. So I'm not gonna trust my past self or any of my past opinions, and I'm just gonna buy it again. But overall, I feel like using Manic Panic hair dye, diluted or however you want it, to tone your hair is a good idea, because if you think about it, when you bleach your hair and you're damaging your hair is becoming more and more porous. When you put hair dye over it, it's filling in those pores and smoothing your hair basically. So it makes your hair, even though it's a lie, it makes your hair feel a lot healthier. And who doesn't want that? And it also smells good. And it's just like more, I don't know. To me, it's more of a fun process. Wella toner smells awful. Like, it smells like something's dying in your bathroom. And I'm also of the mentality that if something smells so chemical and so unbelievably like rancid, it cannot be good for you to be breathing in at all. So I would just prefer to not. Anyways, I think that's basically going through all of the basics of how I got this hair color. Maybe I'll do an update video if I kind of move on to more of a gray. I think I might. We'll see. We'll see. Leave a comment below of what you think I should do. Do you think I should leave it blonde? Do you think I should go gray? Do you think I should go dark gray? I don't know. We'll see. Also, hopefully whenever I touch up my roots, which I'm like already getting them, which I think is so annoying. Whenever I touch up my roots, maybe I'll do a video on that if you want to see it. It's just like applying things to my scalp and then leaving them and then washing them out, but I'm here for you if you want that. So yeah, leave me any questions below if you have them. I'm sure that I was rambling too much and I did not give you any actual valuable information. So let me know. And if you like this video and you like me rambling and being ridiculous, then feel free to subscribe. And I think that's all. So I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, night, whatever time it is for you. Bye.